Hey, my friend, it's Melanie Ferguson, your host of Creatives on Fire, the podcast where I hope to inspire you to create a profitable six-figure following online. So turn it up and listen in to amazing stories of success, along with behind-the-scenes secrets and valuable tips from, you guessed it, Creatives on Fire. Welcome back to the podcast. This week, it is my pleasure to introduce you all to Christina Muscari. She is the brains behind the brand of Pretty Distressed. She is not distressed at all. She has actually grown an amazing following of over 1 million people across platforms. Christina, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Melanie, for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
I'm so excited to have you because we have so much we can learn from you. You have over 500,000 people over on TikTok, which is, of course, the latest and greatest. And in the meantime, you've gone and grown almost 500,000 on both IG and YouTube. Tell us a little bit about what worked for you best and why you started where you started.
Well, I did start blogging. I started with a website and Facebook because that's what everybody was doing back then. That was in 2013. And because I'm a furniture painter, that's mostly what I do is furniture refinishing and furniture makeovers for Pretty Distressed. It just worked better doing a video. So I tried to, put a video together and show people what I was doing along the process. And back then I was hosting on Blogger, which is all seamlessly run through Google. And so I could host YouTube videos really easily on there. So I started a YouTube channel there, not intentionally thinking I was ever going to do anything over there, and hosted those on my blog. And those videos just kind of started taking off. I wasn't doing them consistently. I wasn't doing them often. I was a stay-at-home mom, and this was just like a side gig that I was doing. And those YouTube videos really picked up. So I started putting all my efforts into YouTube about 2.5 years ago, going full time there. And that is honestly what has grown my audience to where it is. It was from YouTube that my Instagram finally started growing. And then I took the content that I had on Instagram, put it on TikTok. That kind of exploded as well. So the big thing for me that I have been able to grow my audience with is YouTube. And everything else kind of stems from that now.
So it's kind of like a social media waterfall. I think I'm gonna term that
Pretty
a
much
social media waterfall.
Yeah, and I hung in on Instagram for a long time, but my video content always just performed a lot better. But now that Instagram is shifting to more video content, I was able to take the things that I've done on YouTube and repurpose them. And so that is where I have seen just like an explosion of growth over the past 1.5 years, that Instagram is really pushing my stuff now because they're becoming more than a photo sharing app. They really are becoming like a video content app. So it's good to be in different places and not give up on one, even though you don't see a lot of traction on it.
That is very, that's wisdom right there. So don't give up on your platform just because it's a slow grow, because you never know when they're going to shift. And then all of a sudden your content is relative. So when you're on YouTube, you said that helped grow your Instagram. Is that what you were referring to? Or was there any other secret that you did on YouTube that grew your Instagram following simultaneously?
It was slow going. People did like my pictures, and I showed up on stories, obviously, because that's the easiest way to really interact and really build that base of people that are coming back to see your stories every day, that feel like they know you, that feel like they're having a conversation with you. And you can't do that stuff as well on YouTube. They do have a story feature, but it's not utilized as much as it is on Instagram. So I always showed up there. But yeah, and I always put like, this is my Instagram handle on all my channels. And I think it definitely was a lot of that traffic in the beginning coming from YouTube to Instagram. But now that I do have a wealth of videos on Instagram is pushing my content a little bit more than they used to.
Okay. And so over on your YouTube, since that is your wheelhouse, how did you feel about sharing other social media platform links in your descriptions? Did you share all of the places or just the Instagram, and why?
I share all of the places, but the one that I would highlight a lot was Instagram, just because that was like, the favorite that everybody wanted to be on. I don't, I still am on Facebook and I have a solid audience over there as well. But when it comes to working with brands, they're just not as excited about Facebook. So I keep it there because I know that some of those people, that's the only place they're watching me on. But when it comes to like really thinking about monetizing your platforms, I think Facebook is kind of the hardest one to get brand deals out of. But they are doing a better job at pushing their video content on Facebook, and they are monetizing that with advertisements now. So if you were putting out the type of content that I put out, it is an additional opportunity for you to be monetized on the different platforms as they're pushing out ads in videos everywhere now.
Right. And you can be everywhere, but you suggest maybe starting with one, getting it going, and then doing this maybe like repurposing of your content. Tell us how you repurposed your YouTube video to fit Instagram.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, you need to pick your favorite one, if that makes sense, not the one that you think is going to make you the most money, like the one that you actually enjoy doing. Because at the beginning, none of us are making money doing this. We're just not. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes slow and steady consistency, showing up and doing something before somebody wants to pay you for it. So I just loved the video format. I loved learning how to edit. And I got positive response from what I was putting out. And I honestly love the really, really long format of YouTube. The longer your video is, the better it does. And I'm a type of person that I love lots of information. So that is where I saw the most success, because that's where I was putting the most effort in. But I do save all my clips. I save all my video footage. So as these more, fast, these reels are coming out, these 15 seconds, these 30-second things, I'm like, how am I going to show a makeover in 30 seconds? So I just got real creative, just clipping clips together. You have to change the format. Of course, it's vertical versus horizontal. So I had to make sure that I had enough wide shots in some of my footage to really zoom in and do quick shots of, for reels and for TikToks. But now as I'm doing a project, I film both ways so that it makes it a little easier for me. But I had all that footage banked from my YouTube channel to see, like, do I like doing reels? Do I like making TikToks? And yeah, they're fun. It's a totally different thing. It takes a lot less time, but you got to use different creative juices than you use when you're making a long format video. So it's been really fun to, try different things and go into different areas. But yeah, just circling back, I think just really focusing on one in the beginning and really honing in on that, and then kind of expanding as you get your footing in one platform. If you try to tackle all of them at once, you're going to be super overwhelmed.
Yes, yes, and not effective. And since you're effective on YouTube, what kind of an income can someone expect? Like, does most of your income come from ad revenue, or from things that you sell on your YouTube channel, or from brand sponsorships? Is it an equal combination of everything, or what can someone expect?
In my first years on YouTube, when I was full time, the majority of my income was coming from AdSense, which is what YouTube pays me to run ads in front of my videos. But over the past year, I've worked really hard. I've hired an assistant who is like my brand partnerships manager. So she's able to pitch a lot more than I was in the past. And so this last year, looking at 2021, about half of my income was brand partnerships and half of it was the actual revenue from YouTube. And that's why I love YouTube so much. And I'm such a proponent of it. And I tell everybody to try it to see if they like it, because it's in my opinion, it's the best paying platform, because, they are putting advertisements in front of my stuff and I can make money off of it. And I can also have a sponsor on the video. So you're basically double dipping. So that's why it's one of my favorite platforms, because you can make money from both sides. Personally, myself, I don't sell a lot of products. I do some coaching one-on-ones. I do offer, refinishing services, e-services, but my price is so high on that because my time is very valuable that I don't get a lot of those. And I work with so many different products as well: paint brushes, sanders, tape. So all of that is in my description box. All of that lives on my website. And so those are all affiliate links. So when people do use those and don't have their cookie privacy set really stringently, I do get a small commission off of things that I'm influencing the sale on. So those are the three main areas where I'm making money. I would like to delve into offering like a product, but we're just not there. I probably need to bring on another person to be able to do something like that. The potential is there. I just don't have enough time in the day to be managing that and managing shipping and creating a product. I'd have to start there. So yeah, that's all stuff I think in the future will come.
And so people can make a living at this.
Absolutely. I don't even really consider myself an influencer. I consider myself a content creator because that is where I have the most value to brands and the most value to my audience on YouTube. I'm creating content for them to consume that's educational. And for the brands, I'm educating people on their products. So my main thing is creating content. My main thing used to be flipping furniture and selling furniture, selling the pieces that I created. But now I honestly, a lot of times am donating them to people in need because I don't have the capacity to be selling my stuff and I don't have the capacity to store it out in my studio. So yeah, like your business can ebb and flow. You can start out as one thing and change into another along the way. And you can't be scared when that happens.
Yes. Yes. And so when it feels small and it feels like you're not making any progress and you need it to pay you more, just keep going because there is light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Absolutely. And I paid for a family vacation with furniture that I sold out of my garage. And that was the first year that I was like, okay, this really is a business. Like I had never called it a business. It always had a name. It always had a website. But I was just like, no, it's my hobby. It's my hobby. But when I was able to pay for that vacation off of selling, 5 or 6 pieces of furniture, that was a huge deal for me. It took me 6 months to do that. But, you just have to do like one step at a time. It's not going to happen overnight. And I have help now. Like I have hired people to help me do things and I can source things out now because I've built up a revenue. So you'll get there one day.
And what does your weekly workflow look like at this point?
At this point, I do one project a week and I typically put out a video a week. So me and my assistant, we meet weekly, like on Monday, just to touch base of like, okay, well, here's my project for the week. Here's the deliverables we need. And then we're looking 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ahead on what projects we have those already planned out, like who the sponsor is, if there's a sponsor, what we need to get in. So we're doing that planning meeting every Monday to make sure that we have all the stuff here, that I have furniture to work on. So that kind of is ongoing. But like I start my project typically on Monday. I'll finish like on Wednesday, start editing and stuff on Thursday and finishing all that up on Friday. And everything goes live on Saturday. And then the following week, I will also work on a reel or a TikTok for that project from YouTube. So everything premieres on YouTube first. And then my stories is all just behind the scenes of that project that I'm working on each week.
Gotcha. And so do you publish it all at the same day?
I always publish my YouTube videos on Saturday mornings and I premiere those. So I have a live audience that comes and will chat with me while I premiere the video. And I also, through YouTube, I have memberships. And so I have like a core group of people that, they have a little badge by their name and they get to use special emojis in those live chats. So it's an event when I do a video. I don't just like throw it up there. It goes up every time, the same time every week. And we do like a premiere and a chat with it as well.
How fun. And then that same Saturday is when you publish your Instagram reel and your TikTok?
I publish an Instagram static picture of my piece that day, but then the reels typically don't go on till Tuesday or Thursday. And we also take that long format video on YouTube and we will eventually put it on IGTV and we'll put it on Facebook. But that all happens like a week or two after it premieres on YouTube. So again, like YouTube is like my core audience. It's like you're eventually going to see my stuff everywhere else once we funnel it out. But every Saturday, that's the first place you're going to see like a Christina Muscari furniture makeover. And so I love that everything kind of just still stems out of YouTube because it's my main jam. It's what I love.
I love it. And it shows, right? And it always shows.
I think so.
And so when you are just getting started and you don't have an assistant like Christina has built herself up to have, you can have this weekly meeting with just yourself and make sure that you have like a content calendar and you know exactly what you have planned out for several weeks in advance so that it's not so overwhelming when you sit down each week to make this weekly video for your channels that you already kind of have a plan in place. Let me ask you, Christina, I know that it was hard in the beginning. You said you were a new mom and you were just doing this as a side gig. How did you stay focused? What distracted you and how did you stay on track?
I mean, I always came back to it, but there were seasons where I laid it down because it wasn't my main focus. I wasn't having to do it to make money. So I know I was in a really unique position where I was always supported by my husband and he was always like paying the bills and keeping the lights on. And he also traveled and I was a stay-at-home mom to 3 kids. So there were seasons where I laid it down. Would I necessarily recommend people doing that now? I don't think so. I think that if you can just do one thing a week, if you could do one post a week, it doesn't have to be a YouTube video. If you can do, one YouTube video a month, if you can just commit to consistency, even if you need to space it out a little bit further than I did, I think that's just going to be the best thing for you because my channel really took off when I said, okay, every Saturday at this time, I'm putting out a video. And it was an arbitrary deadline. Nobody was going to come for me if I didn't do it, but I did it. And, not all of those videos did great. And for 6 months, I was like, well, I committed to doing this. So I'm going to do this. And, in was it 2020? Yeah, in 2020 in February, things just clicked in for me. So you have to give yourself like that amount of time to really be consistent and really show up and not just say you're going to do things, but do them. Because that's when things clicked for me. But if you're in that season where it's like, Christina, I just can't be consistent. Well, maybe it's not your time yet. Keep dabbling, keep growing your skills, do stuff when you can. But if you really want it to go to the next level, that consistency is so key.
Yes, yes. And I have to second that because a lot of these platforms are a slow grow and a lot of them have put down all these new algorithms that are going to consistently continue to come at us and change the game completely. So, being here for the long run is, if that's where you want to make your living, then that's what you have to commit to, I guess. So, what advice would you give yourself back when you were just sitting at, you just got monetized on YouTube and, you had less than 10,000 followers?
I think, well, to that girl, I would just say it doesn't matter what people think about your work. Just be authentic to yourself and show up. Because in the beginning, I was really terrified at every comment that came in and I wanted to defend myself and I would let it bring me down. And I think that's the hardest spot of being, in social media. That's never going to go away. It doesn't matter how big you are. People are going to try to tear you down and make you feel less than. And I think that people that are really successful in these spaces really not like ignore it because you can't completely ignore it, but you can take it in without it affecting you. So I think having a strong sense of self, really understanding what your moral base is, where your foundation of who you are and how you live life and how you treat people, you have to be planted very firm in that because the winds are going to come, the rain is going to come. And can you stand firm in what you truly believe in and what you truly believe in yourself? So I wish I could have learned that a little quicker, but now I can encourage people moving forward that you're enough, I guess, is what I want to say.
I love that because I didn't think it was possible, Christina, but I finally, after however long, got an actual negative comment on a blog. Like, I get those constantly on Facebook. You expect it on social media, but on a written, like someone had to actually write something on your blog to be ugly. And so I was really shocked. But yes, I was already experienced with the hate, messages, and it's just part of it. It's part of it.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately.
Yep. So what motivates Christina? What inspires you?
Honestly, what's really inspiring me these days is watching my industry grow because it's such a small niche industry. And a lot of it is people starting out like me, just wanting to make over things for their home and not having a lot of money. But now we have the whole piece coming in of just sustainable furnishings and sustainable home decor. There are so many people just flipping furniture out of their garages that wouldn't have a job otherwise. And all these people are coming up too, and I really want them to understand the value of their content. Like that doing a project and taking a picture, you shouldn't just be flattered that a company is like, we want to put your picture on our website. It actually is worth monetary value. So that's kind of a space that I'm moving into now, is just really helping and building up and coaching people in my industry to that your content has value beyond just sharing it on social media. You're doing it anyways, but it has value. Let's help you, understand that, because a lot of people don't understand that right now.
You're exactly right. I mean, a lot of us don't, especially creatives, we just don't, we have so much joy from the creation that we feel like that was our payback. How could I so enjoy this and take money for it? Well,
right.
You can. Yeah. Christina's here to teach you how to get over that mindset and block. So, Christina, where can we find you online?
The best way to get in touch with me if you're interested in some of that coaching like I'm talking about is on prettydistressed.com. I have different options available. I even have YouTube auditing available for anybody who's really, really interested in that, as well as just social media one-on-ones where we can dive into your stuff a little bit deeper, because I love talking about this stuff. But besides that, you can find me on Instagram at Pretty Distressed. It has an underscore between Pretty and Distressed. And on YouTube, you can find me at Christina Muscari.
I love it. Now, is it only for furniture flippers?
No, I don't think so, because I do other things here and there. I do stuff around the house a lot, but my furniture makeovers are really what people want to see. But I do a lot of different paint reviews and paint brushes, which are also great just for around the house. So, and it's, if you don't want to flip furniture, some people just tell me it's entertaining. It's like watching those house makeover shows, but on a much smaller scale. So I think I have something for everybody.
Love it. So if you need some help with any of this, you don't have to be a furniture flipper. Christina can help you with your channels anyway. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Christina, for your time. I know, like you mentioned, it's totally valuable, and appreciate you being on here.
Thanks so much, Melanie. It was fun.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, my friend, for listening to the podcast. I'm blessed every single time you come back and listen to an episode. It's especially amazing when you share it with others on social media. So be sure to follow Creatives on Fire online. Listen, if you have not already done so, I want you to go ahead and download the 5 ideas I personally used to explode my online audience growth to a 6-figure following. You can find that at creativesonfirepodcast.com. I appreciate you, and until next time, stay inspired.